The St. Vincent and the Grenadines government to face a no-confidence motion, and in sport, West Indies bowling coach Roddy Estwick has been sacked. I'm Ricardo Roberts and this is Caribbean in 10 for Tuesday, January 30th, 2018. I'll be back with the details after the break.
Did you know that a strategy has been developed to help improve the region's education and human resources?
You didn't? Well, the HID strategy, as it is called, will guide CARICOM in how it delivers quality education and training to the people of the region.
The strategy has been crafted by a group of experts called the HRD Commission.
Consultations have been done across the region to get your input.
Do you know that none of us will be left behind?
The HRD strategy is important to all of us, students, parents, and employers. It will prepare the region, especially the youth, for the 21st century economy and society.
The HRD strategy, unlocking Caribbean human potential.
We begin in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where the Unity Labour Party government of Dr. Ralph Gonsalves will face an opposition-filed no-confidence motion tomorrow. The motion was filed yesterday, moments before opposition MPs walked out of Parliament to protest Finance Minister Camilo Gonsalves' continued silence on an alleged extramarital affair with 23-year-old former model Yugi Farrell. Now, in the motion, the opposition legislators contend that the Gonsalves government has been failing the people miserably in providing a satisfactory quality of life. They also say the government's priority in its use of taxpayers' money have produced totally inadequate health services and basic maintenance of roads. The motion also states that the collapse of the economy has deprived youth of hope and employment opportunities, and there is a climate of fear through intimidation at all levels of society. But Prime Minister Gonsalves is confident that his administration will defeat the motion. He says he does not plan to run from the debate and is sure the 8 members on his side all have confidence in the government. There are 7 opposition MPs in Parliament. The head of the Caribbean Development Research Services, Peter Wickham, is predicting a victory for Grenada's ruling New National Party, the NNP, in the March 13 general election. The respected regional pollster says the main opposition National Democratic Congress, the NDC, which failed to win any of the 15 seats in the 2013 poll, may find it difficult, if not impossible, to overturn such a huge deficit.
And NP is in pole position, and when you come from a situation where you have all these seats, it puts you in pole position to win the next election. But I think the NNP's challenge now is it has to really be very careful about voter motivation. In a situation like this, NDC supporters will vote. They will be motivated to vote because they're coming out to help the party do as well as possible. The NNP supporters are a mix of people, however. There are some NNP loyalists, the core, which will always support you. But there are others who are perhaps not necessarily NNP-ites to speak of, but are people who are, undecided voters, people who are going with Mitchell because they think he's the better option, people who may have been less enthusiastic voters. Now, if these people decide that they're not going to go to vote for 2 reasons, one, that they think their election is already won, which is not, or alternatively, 2, they feel that, you could as well give the opposition a seat or 2. It can start an avalanche that can lead to a Trump situation.
In other news now, the Ministry of Health in Jamaica is being urged to investigate reports that criminals have been using embalming fluid as an inhalant before carrying out extremely violent crimes. President of the Jamaica Association of Certified Embalmers, Calvin Lynn, told RJR News he wants authorities to clamp down on accessibility to the dangerous chemical. There were media reports last week that criminals were getting high on embalming fluid and that it influenced the brazen manner in which they carried out crimes. It is said they have been spraying the embalming fluid on marijuana or tobacco cigarettes, drying them and then smoking before committing murders. Lynn said importers and distributors are selling the substance without discretion, and he is disappointed that the Ministry of Health has not yet issued or yet addressed the issue.
Believe that should the regulations be in place, that restrictions would be there to make the accessibility of embalming fluid, including formaldehyde, difficult. Because right now, as proper operators in the industry, when we are importing chemicals including embalming fluid, we have to get a permit from the Ministry of Health approved. The other side of it is that they have distributors, importers, who are selling the formaldehyde left, right, and center. I'm not saying where these killers got the embalming fluid from, or is it raw formaldehyde. There's a difference. But it's for the authorities to step in. And I'm disappointed to know that from Wednesday, I have not seen or heard anything from the Ministry of Health.
You're watching Caribbean in 10. Stay with us. Sport is next. West Indies bowling coach Roddy Estwick has been sacked ahead of the ICC World Cup qualifiers in Zimbabwe. The 56-year-old who joined the Caribbean side's coaching staff 20 months ago will be replaced by a coach from outside the region. Cricket West Indies President Dave Cameron confirmed the move but declined to name Estwick's replacement, citing protocol. Estwick had replaced legendary former Windies fast bowler Sir Curtly Ambrose in May 2016 ahead of the Tri-Nations series in the Caribbean involving Australia and South Africa. Now, throughout his tenure, the Barbadian has earned praise from players, with seamers like Shannon Gabriel and Kemar Roach crediting him with their recent development. West Indies will be the highest-ranked side in the March 4th to 25th World Cup qualifiers as they chase one of the two remaining spots. They missed out on automatic qualification after being ranked 9th in the ICC one-day rankings at the September 30th, 2017 cutoff date. And star-studded title holders Barbados Pride are heavily tipped to successfully defend their regional Super 50 Cup, but they will hold no terrors for perennial arch-rivals Trinidad and Tobago Red Force when the two teams clash on the opening day of the one-day tournament in Barbados later today. Pride boasts 10 test players in their squad and 12 who have already represented the West Indies at the international level. The two have not yet played senior team cricket. Kevin Stout and Shamar Brooks have both played for West Indies A. Red Force, on the other hand, are missing most of their established players for varying reasons, but will still pack a punch with 7 members of their squad having already played for West Indies as well. The contest will be a day-night affair bowling off at Kensington Oval at 2 p.m. Now, earlier in the day, Windward Islands Volcanoes and combined campuses and colleges Marooners raised the curtain on the tournament with a 9 a.m. clash at the 3Ws Oval at the UE Cavell campus. That's Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.